Hello and welcome back to a brand new vlog in another miserable day in England. Well, my name is Orion and I make videos every single Wednesday and Sunday and I post them at 6 p.m. In the last vlog, we took it upon ourselves to completely paint this room white. And I think overall, it actually turned out okay. It's had some time to dry now and I genuinely believe, even though you can faintly see the marks on the wall where I've used filler, I actually think if I kept on putting coats on it, it would genuinely just disappear. But we're going to put the paint rollers on the shelf because using a roller to paint this room was incredibly hard work and I've now run out of paint. However, thanks to today's sponsor Chica, we have now received the paint sprayer EP013, which will make adding coats to this room down the line so much easier. If we crack open the box and take a look at what we get inside, it looks like we have the paint gun itself. We have a manual with all of the nozzles, which will be super important because I've never used this before. We have the tank and or container that we attach to the gun to put our paint into. And then finally, we have a funnel, which helps us determine whether we need to thin the paint that we're going to be using in the container. This paint spray is actually super easy to put together. You quite literally just click it into place like so. If you want to change the nozzles, you just take this red screw off here like so, and then inside this, you quite literally just take the nozzle out and you can just insert it into there and it clicks into place. Once you've got it all set up, you actually have 3 different types of spray patterns as well, just by twisting this nozzle at the end. And the great thing about that is it can be used for all different types of projects, from small to large. You can use it on wood products, you could use it on steel work, interior walls, exterior walls, gardens, like if you want to do your fencing and stuff like that. It's very, very handy for that, and it comes at an affordable price. So if you want to get your hands on a Chica paint spray, then make sure you scan the QR code you can see on screen and use Chica 10 for 10% off at checkout. And a big thank you to Chica for sending me one out because I cannot wait to use this. But right, we need to put the storage room on pause for today because before I can continue in here, I'm actually waiting on some more deliveries. So we're going to be tackling the lean-to. Whilst I was waiting for that room to dry, I actually went ahead and installed a new light out here so we can see. I need to get this insulation board put into that wall, and then I need to go ahead and prep this area ready for DIY and basically to become a bit of a workshop. As nice as it would be to use this space as a bit of a workshop, it's actually going to become storage for storing all household goods. So I don't really want to put like my miter saw in there, circular saw, like basically making a lot of mess in that room when we've got this area here that we could be using. With that in mind, I think the first task of today is probably clearing this out and tidying up some of the mess from the last video. We have got like empty paint buckets, we've got white spirit and all sorts just lying around, and it's not in a great way, especially considering I cleaned this place a couple of vlogs ago. But once we have cleared this space out, I can actually build my old desk that I'm going to be using as my new workbench. And there is quite a lot of stuff to shift, so I think we'll get the GoPro out and we'll do a time lapse. Took me a good hour to clean everything, and I don't really feel like I've achieved much. I did, however, build the bench. Nothing fancy about it. I just popped some screws in it just to hold it down and fix it into place. I'm thinking with the extra board that I have there, I might actually create a shelf that runs across the top there just for me to put things on top of. But we are slowly making progress to being a little bit more organized. It took me an age to actually like hoover and clean up there. It was not pleasant. To give you an idea of what this shelf looked like, if you take a look in there, see how grim that is? Yeah, it took me a lot of scrubbing and hoovering. That's why I actually have this. And people wonder, by the way, why I've got a toilet brush here. It's for the same reasons. I did actually originally get that toilet brush to scrub like cobwebs and stuff like that. I figured it'd be a pretty cheap and good solution to do that with. I organised this a little bit more. Decided to take the door off because it was kind of serving no purpose anyway. I just always had it open so I could actually put the tools here for now. I need to find a better home for some of this stuff. And I need to organise the rest of these shelves, but this can wait for now, as a lot of it is my mom's and I don't know what she wants doing with it or where it needs to go for the time being. But with this area cleared out, I think we should go ahead, set the miter saw up and get this fixed into place. And to do this, I'm going to take a piece of 2x3 and use it as a plate on the wall for the shelf to sit on, and then using a couple more pieces of 2x3, I'm actually going to cut 45-degree angles and use those as supports to hold it up. And just like that, we now have a nice shelf that goes above the workbench. I realize this is not the biggest setup in the world for doing like DIY and as a workbench, it's not huge, but the fact that I can now get a clamp for this so I can actually start using it a little bit more for like the tinier jobs is a winner. In the future, it'd be really cool to have like a workbench on wheels where I can actually put massive sheets on to cut with my circular saw, but for now, this will do the job. And look at that, it's already come to use. I can actually put all of my spare tools on the shelf. I'm so happy that I did this. It is quite literally the little things. And speaking of little things, there's a little job out here where I need to clear all this out and put the insulation in this wall. I have actually considered taking this wall down because it's literally just a partition wall. It's not structural at all. So I could move this and have a huge open space here, which I might do down the line. But for the time being, for like Benji's bike and even my bike, which is currently sat way down there, it's a nice little cubby hole just to store things for outdoors. All the same, it's in the way for now, so I need to shift it all. To be honest, I was really hoping not to have to cut insulation again, because as you'll hear from this thing, it makes an absolutely awful sound. Oh, it's even worse with the echo in this room. I'll save your ears, but the whole reason why I time-lapsed us doing this insulation is because of that noise. We had to do it for hours. Great little tool, it's like a big standing knife, but man is it loud. I could use an actual saw, it would probably be a lot quicker, but it would create so much more mess. And to be honest, as I'm only doing like these sheets here, I'm trying my best to not make that much mess. God damn, that is a tight squeeze. But with one done and a few more to go, I think we'll actually use a time lapse to get this all boarded up. Oh my days. I actually forgot how much I hated doing that, but it's done now. It is incredibly hot in this room. It might not seem it, it feels actually quite gloomy at the moment, especially if I turn the lights off, it's quite gloomy, but it's like 24 degrees or something like that today. And in here, because of all of these like clear ceiling panels, God, it gets warm in here. But with the exterior wall now insulated, not that I needed to do that, what do you think I should actually cover this up with? Would you just like use tongue and groove boards, kind of like how the rest of the room is done, or should I just board it up with this spare piece of plyboard that I've got here? I honestly don't really know what to do with it. It's not going to be exposed to the weather, at least not for a very long time. Maybe at one point this lean-to will come down, but for the time being, I don't know really what to do with it. I did actually consider like putting bricks in and bricking it up, but at some point the stud wall might need to come down to put like a shutter in. You never know, so I didn't want to do that too permanent. But if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments down below. All right, with another area of the lean-to completed and cleaned, we've got a storage place for all the bikes. The insulation board is obviously done. The new workshop space is looking fantastic. All that is left to do is to prep in here, because we have got some floor tiles that need to go down on the floor. Not in today's vlog though, but they are there in preparation for when we do the skirting board, the door, and the floor. That's all going to happen in the next vlog, hopefully, fingers crossed, till we get deliveries. But there is a bunch of stuff here that needs to go up into the attic. So up we go. Wow, this is quite the creepy angle, but with the light switch on. Oh, I've messed up. When we sanded the walls down there, I did not seal the attic, so this place has got a fine coat of plaster dust all over it. Oh my God, this is gonna be a nightmare. This is all the baby stuff as well. Oh, God dang it. If anybody has some solutions as to how to get dust off literally everything, I nearly fell off the ladder. Literally everything up here, then please let me know. But there's no use crying about it. I've got to get stuff from down there shifted up here. And you know that old saying, out of sight, out of mind? Well, yeah. That is a problem for another day. Oh, it's probably during the winter, because if you go outside, it's blue skies, it is absolutely sweltering. I am absolutely melting, and I absolutely need to end this vlog. So if you've enjoyed another day at the garage conversion, and make sure you leave this video a thumbs up rating, I would really appreciate it. If you are new to my channel and you enjoy this kind of content, albeit a little all over the place, then make sure you hit subscribe. We are on the road to 25,000 subscribers, which is bonkers. So many people have subscribed recently, and I'm genuinely very appreciative of everyone who comes by the channel to either watch it, leave a comment, like the videos. It goes a long way, and it means a lot. Hopefully in the next vlog we can get this project completed by getting the door fitted on with some locks and stuff and start moving things in there, because time is of the essence. The baby is coming soon, as seen by the big old bump on Jess at the moment. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace, much love. Bye-bye.